If you think you've got some type of hail damage or wind damage to your house or even flood damage, the first thing that you would do is call your insurance agent or call your insurance company, and they've usually got a hotline, and you call that hotline. You get an adjuster out there to look at it. That's one of the first things that you would do. A lot of times you'll see dents, little dents from hail on your siding. You may see shingles in your yard. There's a number of things that can happen to your house. Usually, most people just don't know what to look for with hail damage. One of the first things is to look what size hail had fallen. You can get reports through the Weather Channel on areas, or if you weren't around, maybe ask your neighbors. But usually, you need about a 3/4 inch size piece of hail to hit your house and then sustain damage to your roof. Most deductibles are $500, $250 to $500. Sometimes they're higher, maybe they're $1,000. But if you have an insurance person come out to your house and write you up on a full roof, 95% of insurance companies that we deal with, your deductible will be paid for when we do your roof for hail damage and wind damage due to storm. Every time you call your insurance agent and you put a potential claim in, it is a knock on your insurance. So you need to be careful about calling too many times. But if you're not sure, you can call a contractor like Advanced Home Improvements, and we'll come out, take a look at the roof and assess it and tell you, yes, call your insurance company, or no, do not call your insurance company, because they're not gonna give you the claim. If I come out or if somebody from Advanced Home Improvements comes out to your house and looks at your siding or looks at your roof, and assesses that it is damage and there's a claim that's warranted, then we would meet the adjuster out there and help fight for your claim. What we would do is deal right with your insurance company, make sure that there's no cost out of your pocket at all for anything. If you're viewing this tape and you're thinking, I've got aluminum siding, by all means go out in the sunlight and look at your siding, because you'll see little pimples, little dents in your siding. And we're finding that in Maple Grove is an area, some of the areas in Plymouth, and some of the areas that we've been working lately, that people don't even know it, but they've got the whole west side of their house has all got little dents in it. And what's the nice thing is that the siding that's 20 years old, aluminum siding, is you can't get it anywhere. They don't make it anymore. So if you do have that, more than likely you're going to have a full claim again, and essentially have your house sided for free. Including having your deductible paid for. When it comes to flood damage, you've got your insulation, you've got your sheetrock, and essentially what happens is the water will wick up into the insulation and into the walls, and it really is a house by house assessment. But you'll know, and what happens is mold seems to form a lot faster with a river or a stream flooding type of a basement versus just your basic water coming in from the ground. Okay, you've got your paperwork back, you look at it and you're looking at it, and all your estimates are a lot higher than your paperwork. So you're hitting the panic button. Well, a lot of times what happens is on these bigger storms, or even small storms, you may get an adjuster that's not familiar with our industry standards, what happens, how we got to put certain materials on in this area, this climate. So when you have a company like Advanced Home Improvements, we take your paperwork and we make sure that the insurance companies know the standards. In '98, all the storms came through. We had adjusters from Texas here, and they had no idea about ice and water, and that had to be on all the garages and all the houses. So in essence, there was claims that were up to $700 to $800, even $1,000 that were too low because they weren't allowing certain things into that because they just didn't know. And having a real qualified company like Advanced Home Improvements helping you out, looking and talking to your insurance company, we'll make sure that we get everything that's supposed to be given to you as a claim. Because a lot of times, a lot of adjusters will leave things out, and not by purpose, by just maybe they don't understand the area or they're not sure. So we can help out a lot in that area. If you've already had an adjuster out to your house and you still feel that you have some damage, by all means give us a call, because we've had it happen more than once where an adjuster comes out and looks at it, misses a few things, doesn't see, what's happened with aluminum siding before is adjuster comes out when it's cloudy out and he can't see what you're seeing in the sunlight, because the ultraviolet rays and the way it hits the siding, you see different things. So if you still feel that you have some type of damage on your house, by all means give us a call, Advanced Home Improvements, because we can come out and assess it for you, and then deal again with your insurance company and revisit the roof or the siding or whatever it is, or even the windows. Some people don't realize it, but they can have window damage. Some of the older windows that have the old aluminum cladding on them, the cladding on the window is a lot lighter than they're making now. And what happens is the hail can actually dent the cladding of the windows. So maybe you've got wood siding on there with aluminum cladded windows, and you've had a hailstorm come through them. Your windows are working fine, but what happens is when that hail hits that cladding, it loosens up the cladding, and then water can get behind it. So besides looking at if you're walking around doing just an eye check, walk around, look at your windows, look at your siding. You probably don't want to get on the roof. You might want a professional to do that, but definitely look at your windows as well. When Advanced Home Improvements comes out to your house to give you an assessment of hail damage or something that you're just not sure about, some of the neighbors are getting people out to look at it, we'll come out free of charge and we'll assess either your siding, your windows, your roof, and make sure that you either do have some type of damage or that you don't have damage. Or maybe you've got enough that, a few $100s will fix it and you don't want to put a claim in. But we'll definitely take care of that for you.